Have you ever stopped to wonder why some people seem to achieve incredible things, reaching heights that most only dream of, while others, who are just as talented and intelligent, end up stuck in the exact same place for years? The Bible tells us in Matthew chapter 5, verse 45, that He makes His sun rise on the evil and on the good, and sends rain on the just and on the unjust. This powerful passage reflects a universal truth about the human experience. It shows that God extends His blessings, His provisions, and the raw materials of life to every single person. The sun shines for everyone. The rain falls for everyone. This means that the opportunities, the adversities, and the basic gifts of existence are not exclusive to a chosen few. The goodness of the universe is manifested everywhere. However, if the sun rises for everyone and the rain falls for everyone, why is the harvest so different from one person to another? Many times, the difference doesn't lie in a great hidden secret, a stroke of brilliant luck, or a miraculous intervention. In fact, the difference is something much smaller. It is something that almost no one notices at first glance. It is the invisible architecture of our lives. It is the power of our habits. This is a story that clearly shows how small actions, performed consistently over time, can lead to profound and permanent changes in a person's life. It all starts with a single, challenging question. What if true talent is not the golden ticket that everyone believes it to be? What if the real key to conquering everything you desire is simply showing up every single day, especially on the days when you don't feel like it at all? To truly understand this, let's follow the journey of a woman named Elena. Elena grew up in a small, quiet town where life moved slowly. She was the typical example of someone with immense potential, but very little direction. She was highly intelligent, full of brilliant ideas, and possessed a creative mind that could solve almost any problem. In her mind, Elena was already a successful woman. She imagined herself as a leader, someone respected in her field, someone who made a difference in the world. In her imagination, everything was possible, and the future looked bright. The problem, however, was that this bright future existed only in her mind. While her ambition led her to dream of standing on big stages and sharing powerful words, her daily reality was completely different. Her life was defined by the snooze button. Every morning, she would wake up to her alarm and tell herself just 5 more minutes. Those 5 minutes turned into 30, and those 30 turned into a rushed morning where she was always behind schedule. She preferred to fall back asleep and dream about her success rather than waking up to build it. Elena had a grand vision, but she had no plan. She was trapped in a constant cycle of dreaming big and acting small. She felt like she was running on a treadmill, working hard in her mind, but staying in the exact same spot in the world. This went on for years, until an unexpected encounter changed the trajectory of her life. In her town, there lived an elderly woman named Clara. Clara was a former professor, known for her sharp mind and an almost legendary level of discipline. Even at her age, Clara moved with purpose. She was always calm, always prepared, and she possessed a quiet wisdom that made everyone stop and listen. There was something about the way Clara lived her life that fascinated Elena. It was as if Clara held the secret key that Elena had been searching for so desperately. One rainy afternoon, Elena found the courage to approach Clara. She asked her why she followed such a strict routine every day, even though she was retired and had no one to answer to. Clara looked at her with kind eyes and gave a simple answer that shattered Elena's perspective. She said that habits are like seeds. What you plant today is exactly what grows in your tomorrow. She explained that true success does not come from a sudden burst of happiness or a random moment of intense inspiration. Instead, it is built from the ground up, through small, mundane actions, repeated consistently over long periods of time. Clara's words hit Elena with the force of a tidal wave. That night, she couldn't sleep. Her mind was flooded with memories of every project she had started and never finished. She thought about the books on her shelf that were only 3 chapters in. She thought about the fitness plans she had started in January, and abandoned by February. For the first time in her life, she realized that her reality was a garden full of seeds that had been planted, but never watered. She realized that she had been waiting for a forest to appear, without ever taking the time to care for a single tree. Right then and there, Elena made a decision. She decided she was done with dreaming and ready for doing. But she also knew that true change doesn't happen in a single moment of excitement. Real change happens in the daily, silent, and often uncomfortable work that comes after the motivation fades away. Instead of trying to change her entire life overnight, which she had tried and failed at many times before, Elena started small. She started so small that it almost felt ridiculous. She made a commitment to do only 3 things. First, she would wake up 30 minutes earlier than usual. Second, she would write just 2 pages of her business plan every morning. Third, she would walk for 15 minutes. It sounded simple on paper, but maintaining this consistency was a brutal challenge. On the first day, she felt great. On the second day, she was tired. By the 5th day, her mind was screaming at her to just stay in bed. She felt the old habit of the snooze button pulling at her. But every time she felt like quitting, she pictured Clara's garden. She told herself that today was just about watering the seed. Nothing more. She didn't have to build an empire today. She just had to show up. Weeks went by, then months. The 15-minute walk turned into a 30-minute run. The 2 pages turned into a completed business proposal. The 30 minutes of extra time in the morning turned into a deep sense of self-control that she had never felt before. The transformation was gradual, but it was undeniable. Her body became stronger, but more importantly, her mind became unshakable. Her confidence wasn't based on a feeling anymore. It was based on evidence. She knew she could trust herself because she had kept her word to herself for 100 days in a row. Her discipline was no longer a struggle. It had become part of who she was. The path was not perfect. There were days of extreme exhaustion, moments of deep doubt, and friends who tried to convince her to go back to her old ways. They told her she was being too intense, that she should just relax and enjoy life. But Elena knew better. She remembered Clara's lesson. Small habits, repeated every day, are far more powerful than massive efforts made only once in a while. She understood that while the sun rises for everyone, only those who are awake and working can use its light to grow something beautiful. Eventually, those small daily actions transformed into something solid and visible. An incredible opportunity arose, a high-level executive position at a firm she had always admired. It was a position that required not just expertise, but a level of endurance and consistency that few people possessed. While other candidates were panicking, trying to prepare months of work in just a few days, Elena remained calm. She didn't need to rush. Her preparation had been built silently and steadily over the past year. She didn't have to get ready because she had stayed ready. When the results were announced, Elena didn't just get the job. She was hailed as the most prepared candidate they had ever seen. Her foundation was unbreakable because it had been built with consistency. Her small daily seeds had grown into a massive victory that changed her life and her family's future forever. When she shared the news with Clara, her mentor left her with one final lesson. Clara said that motivation is what gets you started, but it is a fickle friend. It leaves you when things get hard. Habits, on the other hand, are what keep you moving when motivation is nowhere to be found. Habits are the servants that eventually become the masters of your fate. The story of Elena is not just about her. It is about you. Her transformation didn't come from a heroic act or a lucky break. It came from a simple decision: to plant a small seed and water it every single day, even when it seemed like nothing was happening. You don't need to change your entire life in 24 hours. The real secret is to start so small that it's almost impossible to fail. It might be a 10-minute walk. It might be reading 5 pages of a book. It might be drinking an extra glass of water or writing 1 paragraph of that project you've been putting off. Choose just one thing. That is how it all begins. Your future is not defined by a single dramatic moment of luck. It is defined by the small, seemingly insignificant choices you make every single day when no one is watching. An extraordinary life is always the result of ordinary efforts maintained for an extraordinary amount of time. Elena's journey started the moment she decided to stop hitting the snooze button and start planting. And now, the sun is rising on a new day for you. The rain is ready to fall. The question is, what small and simple seed of a habit will you plant today to start building the future you truly desire? Success is waiting for you, not in the distance, but in the very next choice you make. Will you show up for your future? The choice is yours.